Hello, passionate party people, and welcome to the virtual launch party of E3 Coaching Studio, led by the amazing Amy Pierce-Standers. Unbelievable. I will be your resident mixologist today. If you are like many of us and you're working from home right now, I will start you off with the mocktail. Now, I do have to let you know we have two different drinks today. If you would like the mocktail, it is called the Bright Future. So perfect for E3. I have already added ice and some purple grapes into my glass and some grenadine. Now, what's going to give this drink its punch is some orange juice. Now, how beautiful does that look? That looks as beautiful as your future if you decide to use E3 Coaching Studio. So cheers with the mocktail, everybody. Oh, that is good. But I don't think it's as good as our cocktail, which is so perfectly labeled a passion and purpose cocktail. Now, as you can see, I already have a wonderful orange peel and just a splash of vodka in here. We're also going to add some blue curacao, some grenadine, and of course, it's a party. We're gonna add a little bit of champagne. Alrighty, now this is for those fun people. Maybe you have part of the day off of work. Maybe you're just fun, and maybe you just want to drink to celebrate the amazing launch of this amazing, amazing company. Put a little grenadine in there. Got a little blue curacao. Now, while I pour this, I guess I should introduce myself. My name is Danny. I'm a young professional in the Grand Rapids area. I'm currently working in operations and finance in the nonprofit sector. I literally use Amy's services every day. I literally just stole her for an hour on Monday to talk to her about an interview process I was going through. She is the most encouraging, the most individualized attention you could ever want from somebody walking arm in arm with you, whether it's a personal journey or a professional journey. So I think we can all drink to that. So Amy, congratulations. Look at this beautiful purpose and passion. Cheers, everybody, and cheers to E3 Coaching Studio, and cheers to Amy.
I join in that cheers with you, Danny. Thank you so much for sharing with us those few drinks, and so excited to be here. My name is Serena Riley. By day, I'm a customer experience director for a local startup in Ann Arbor, Michigan. And any space in between, I am all about being the architect of joy and moxie and finding those silver linings and the joyous moments of the day and being courageous in how I live authentically and empowering women to do the same. So I'm super thrilled to be here with you all today and to celebrate what an amazing woman Amy Pierce-Standers is, the amazing business that she's launching, E3 Coaching Studio. And I just cannot tell you how excited I am for her and that she was gracious enough to allow me to be the one to help her celebrate this moment. I first met Amy, oh my gosh, it's almost been 20 years ago now, when I was first starting out, just out of high school, starting my college career, and she was my career coaching person at the institute I attended. And she was there every step of the moment with me. We became good friends, and the rest is history. I cannot tell you how many words of wisdom we've shared over the years, and I'm just incredibly proud to be here and to share this moment with her. So with that, I'd like to introduce the woman of the hour here, Amy Pierce-Standers. Please join us.
Hey, everybody. If you can drop a comment to let us know that you are toasting with us today, we want to know who's out there. I see we're getting some love, and I'm so excited that you're here. So cheers. Thank you for joining me. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. I am beyond honored that you are here to celebrate the launch of my Career Life coaching practice. Thank you. Some of you may be here because you are curious about what the heck career life coaching is. In the simplest of terms, coaching is getting the help, the support, and guidance you need to figure out how to reach your career life goals. Maybe it's figuring out what you want it to be when you grow up. That doesn't matter if you're 15 or 75. Perhaps it's figuring out the steps to achieve that dream role, or maybe it's overcoming challenges in your current role, such as imposter syndrome, honing leadership skills, upping your priority management game. The list could go on and on. Career life coaching is a partnership. The work is driven by you. You are always in the driver's seat. I walk alongside you as a whole and unique human to listen, ask questions, offer feedback. My job is also to ask more of you than you think you can do because I believe in you, to believe in you more than you believe in yourself sometimes. One of my superpowers is the ability to see bridges when other people just see gaps. You'll hear from some amazing people today who are opening themselves up to share their coaching journeys with you. Please embrace them, be curious, and ask questions. So, a little bit about me. I've been a career life strategist for over 20 years, working with students and adults. I've been in roles as recruiters, internship manager, director of workforce development, career readiness consultant, and others. Also, coaching has been my side hustle for all these years as well. So, I do have a little bit of experience. So, why now for E3 Coaching Studio? I want to get a little bit personal with you. Excuse me. My position was COVID eliminated last year, and it was a shocker. I thought my job was secure, as many others did. So, as I reflected on what's next, I accepted the fact that my life has been haunted by the experiences of my deceased mother. My mom was amazing, the type of person that I aspire to be daily. She was one of 8 children. She grew up in the rural area of town, was from a poor family. She was also the child of an alcoholic. But my mom was also an honor roll student, somebody who was in the choir, was in all of school plays and musical, and an incredibly trusted friend to so many classmates. It always amazes me to read through her senior pictures and the beautiful things people wrote. But when it came time for her to plan her post-high school life, my mom desperately wanted to be a teacher. Her counselors refused to talk to her about college, though. She was a poor girl from a large family, and that's all that they could see. They didn't look at her work ethic, her determination, or her goals. They only saw a person destined to work on a farm or in a manufacturing setting, like the rest of our family. This made my mom feel worthless. And she thought, who in the hell am I to question the adults in my life? My grandparents also didn't know anything about college, so they weren't able to give her a different viewpoint. My grandparents also believed the stories that society had been telling them since they immigrated from Germany and France. You are poor folks, and this is your lot. My mom believed the story she was being told. She let the dream of becoming a teacher become a someday dream. She worked in retail, had my brother, sister, and I, and then the holy grail of jobs opened. General Motors came to Tecumseh, Michigan. Side note, there's nothing wrong with GM. They just play a pivotal role in my family's story. My mom was hired as a sewing machine operator. Again, nothing wrong with this line of work, so please don't take me wrong. She toiled at GM for the next 32 and a half years. She provided an excellent income and benefits for her family. She dreamed of moving on, though, of being that teacher, but the golden handcuffs prevented her from taking that leap. She enrolled in evening college courses, but never realized her dream of a college degree or leaving GM. My mom died at 62 years old, still dreaming. Her story lives on in me, but this is a story for another day. I'm freaking tired of this story. I want to help people move their presence and purpose into action. I'm tired of society, parental experiences and expectations, school surroundings, the geography lottery, and the media telling people what they should or could be. My why is that I give a shit. I want people to spend their working days in roles that they get to go to instead of have to go to. I could go on, but I know Serena will kill me if I don't zip it. So let's get on with the party. Our host will take it from here. Here you go, Serena.
Goodness. Thank you so much for sharing, Amy. That's a beautiful story, a beautiful why, and your passion and purpose right there came out in full-blown example of why and how you can help. And I am so excited to meet our first client of yours. Her name is Libby. Libby, please join us if you would. Excited to hear you. Hi, Libby. Excited to hear your story and how you came across Amy's services and how she was able to help you with your career and life coaching.
Yeah, so I recently moved back to Michigan. I was born here and then I left after college and moved to Colorado for 6 years and was doing my thing out there, living the good life. And then unexpectedly, my landlord sold the house that I was renting. And I kind of just had to move back home on very short notice. In a matter of a week, I found out I was moving back to Michigan. I didn't have a job anymore, and my entire life was changing.
Wow.
Yeah, and so I moved back and I'm living with my dad, and I'm trying to find a job during the pandemic in a totally different state that I've never really tried to find a career in. And it was very difficult. I just was not finding my flow, and I was really getting into a funk, I would say. And my aunt, her name is Brandy, knows Amy and recommended I reach out and try and do some, life and career coaching with Amy and see if that would help. And so we connected, and the very first time we met, it was just one of those aha moments. You don't realize something's missing and what it is. And when I met Amy, I realized I didn't have someone that was, as motivated and pushing for me to chase after all of my dreams and had that inspiration, advice, and guidance to give me to make me feel confident in chasing those dreams. You have tons of people in your life that do cheer you on, but they don't make you feel confident in those dreams still. They just want you to chase them. But Amy helped me have that full package of I can do this and I want to do this. And we worked together for every week we would do it, or based on my schedule, if I wanted to go every other week or more often. And it started off with really something simple as I just don't feel like I'm the right person in Michigan right now. I'm just in the wrong area. And she was like, no, like, why do you feel that? And it turned from that into what am I focusing on? What jobs do I actually want? What career? And, narrowing my focus to help me find the actual job I'm looking for instead of just putting my application out there. And she also would just listen to my woes as me problems. You're having a hard day, and sometimes those hard days make it seem like you'll never succeed. And when you have someone telling you, no, it's just a day, it's just a moment, it will pass, you still have this, it does help a lot in those moments. So she was everything from a career coach to a friend, and I couldn't have asked for more.
That's fabulous. Yeah, she certainly has the gift of active listening,
Yes.
but she's got the wisdom to lift you up too along the way. So that's an amazing
yeah.
story. Thank you so much for sharing, Libby.
Absolutely. And and one more thing I just wanted to share. I forgot. We went over my resume, and I just can't believe how much insight someone can have I felt like I had a really good resume, truly. And then going over with her, there was so much information that she had to share that really did open my eyes and make my resume change night and day. And the look and how much information it really presented. And from that one moment of going over my resume, I got 3 callbacks the very next time I applied to jobs.
Wow,
So,
that's amazing.
yeah, exactly. It was incredible how much of a difference it made. So,
Oh,
she really
that's
does know what she's
fantastic.
doing.
Yes, absolutely. And that's exciting. And you're feeling good. You are feeling like the superhuman that you are and capable of going and tackling whatever those dreams and goals are.
Exactly. So I did get a career. I'm at a job now making great money, and I'm moving into an apartment within the month. So, I mean, she's got me doing everything that I was set out to do. So, right on track.
Fantastic.
Thanks to Amy.
It's such a great story. Thank you so much again for
Absolutely.
sharing, Libby. At any time during this conversation for the hour, please feel free to leave any comments or questions you have in the chat, and we'll be sure to pull them up. If you have any specific questions for Libby, want to know more about any of her story here, please feel free to add a comment there, and we'll bring it up to the top of the screen here. In the meantime, I think, Danny, you have something to share with us. Oh, you're on mute.
Yes. Wow. Welcome back now that I have my microphone on. I would just like to share that I turned my mocktail into a cocktail, putting champagne on top. So that was a great move. I'm definitely feeling more passionate and purposeful after that. Well, Amy very intentionally selected different organizations and companies that she thought definitely represented her authenticity with what she's trying to promote with her organization. So she has selected some amazing giveaways today. The first giveaway, we are going to go ahead and ask some questions. You'll have 1 minute to comment what you think the answer is. Just because you get the answer right does not mean that you win. We will be doing a little flip to see what number commenter will actually get the giveaway. So the first question is, if you can comment, you have 1 minute. Where did Miss Libby relocate from when she decided to get the help from Amy? The first giveaway I would like to highlight, it does come from WUSA Outfitters. WUSA is a 2S LGBTQIA plus retailer in Grand Rapids, Michigan. They specialize in clothing, lifestyle, and art. WUSA believes that it is our responsibility to repair the damage we've done to Earth. They donate at least 1% of their profits to environmental nonprofits through the 1% for the planet. So if you have not checked out WUSA, go ahead and do so. They are tucked away in a beautiful spot right next to the outside cafe as well. So it's a double stop and it's a great time. We'll give you about 20 more seconds to get those comments in there. Nicely done, nicely done.
It's a theme here. We'll see who is the lucky winner.
Seeing some love for WUSA too. Shout out for that. Alrighty. So Livy, do you want to tell us the correct place that you relocated from?
Yes, it was Denver, Colorado.
Nice. Denver, Colorado. Alrighty. And then I believe that either Amy or Serena will go ahead and tell us if there was, there we go. So go ahead and spin the wheel, and whatever number correlates to the number of commenter. So that will help us decide who gets the giveaway from WUSA. Alrighty, the 14th commenter. Let me see if we had 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, I'll go the second closest there. So the last commenter, which was the 13th commenter, was Mary Grenfell. Congratulations, Mary. You are now the owner of a really cool gift from WUSA. Congratulations.
That wonderful local retailer for us. Thank you again, Libby, for sharing your story. And I'd love to welcome our next guest to the stage here, Jamie. Would you please join us?
Hi.
Jamie. Welcome. So tell us a little bit about how you got connected with Amy and how she helped you with organizational coaching.
Yeah. Well, actually, I met Amy through workforce development in a previous job. So I knew Amy already, but had not, great friend, great person to bounce things off of. But actually, it was through our franchise owner, Janice Petrini. She saw Amy as a great resource for me in the struggles that I was having. My first job in third-party recruiting, and third-party recruiting is extremely fast-paced. You're answering to your clients, you're answering to your associates, you're answering to Janice and all of your coworkers as to what's going on and what direction. You're sending people out for jobs, you're getting interview requests, you're calling. It's really constant work. And at this point, I was working in light industrial staffing, and that's really, really fast paced, and you're interrupted constantly. So I was having a really hard time kind of keeping my place and really struggling with the interruptions. And so Janice thought, you should probably go out with Amy and sit down and see what she can come up with for you. So we went out to lunch and sat down, and Amy brought a few different tools with her that could help me stay organized. And I'm a Post-it person. I'm a very visual person, and I would plaster my walls with Post-its if I could. And so basically, she showed me this tool that's very basic, and I was able to take that and make it so that I had everything I needed to share, everything I needed to follow up on, where people were from, where they were going, tours I had to keep track of, all kinds of different things in one place. And I was able to take that and do it. I do it on a weekly basis, and I update it all throughout the week. And truly, in the 5 years I've been with Express, this tool has followed me through light industrial staffing. I'm now in skilled trades, which is a totally different pace, but it's still very, you have to keep track of everything. And so I was able to change this tool a little bit to keep me going. And the neatest part is that I'm sharing this tool with my coworkers. I was talking to a coworker just this last week, and I was looking at her piles of Post-its and everything all over her desk. And I said, hey, do you know about my tool? And she's like, no. So I took my tool to her, and she prefers to write on it. I like to enter it into the computer, but she's doing it on a daily basis. So she's able to take the same tool that I'm using and use it for keeping herself on track every single day that she comes in. And it's really working for her too. So it was just a really clever idea from Amy that was, I see this as your struggle, and try this. And it really, really worked. And it's what has kept me held together for 5 years now.
Oh my goodness, that's so fabulous. Oh, and the fact that you're being able to take that now and share it with others to tweak it, like you said, tweak it a little bit here and there based on whatever your current role is. But reusability is a fabulous thing when it comes to a toolkit and having it at your hands. So very cool, very cool. Who has any questions for Jamie? Happy to take those if you have them. Feel free to enter them into the comments. And while you're doing so, I believe Danny has something else to share with us again. Oh, you're on mute again.
Let's play a game called How Many Times Can You Mute Yourself and Not Remember? Wonderful. So as I was saying, Amy, again, was very intentional with the organizations that she selected for giveaways. So the next question related to the story Jamie told us, and again, you'll have 1 minute to comment. How did Jamie come to work with Amy? If you remember from the beginning of her story. This giveaway is actually from Guelaguetza Designs. Guelaguetza Designs is a woman Latinx owner, a retailer in Wyoming, Michigan. They specialize in selling fair trade products from Mexico to sustain artisan jobs and preserve their ancestral techniques. They do wonderful things like very beautiful jewelry. But if you comment now, if you remember, how did Jamie come to work with Amy? You've got about 30 more seconds, and then we'll spin the wheel of passion and purpose again, and somebody will be selected as the giveaway winner. Ooh, this one was a little harder. We don't have as, there you go, rock out.
Fabulous.
Awesome. All righty. So, Jamie, do you want to share with us how you came to work with Amy?
Absolutely. Janice Petrini referred her to me.
Excellent.
Amazing. Nicely done, you guys. Good comments. Everyone was paying attention. That's awesome. We are going to go ahead and spin that wheel again, and that will help us count who is going to receive the gift from Gala Gatesa Designs. Ooh, number 2. So that means that Susan Jabay is the winner of the giveaway from Gala Gatesa Designs. Great job, Susan. And everyone, keep paying attention to those details because you could get the very next giveaway.
All right. And thanks, Danny, again for sharing another fabulous woman-owned business there. All right. Our next guest is Sherry. Sherry, if you'll join us, we'd love to hear your story of how Amy helped you with a discovery roadmap. Tell us a little bit about how you met her and how she helped.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so glad that Amy wanted to include me in this. I met Amy way back in 2004. I want to say in February 2004. She had posted a position when she was working through Express Professionals. She posted on Michigan Works Talent Bank. I was down to my last dime of savings, and I saw that posting, applied to it. She had me in her office within a couple of days. It was actually for a position with a former college, but she immediately saw value in me and pumped me up, literally, like, you're the perfect candidate for this. They'd be crazy not to hire you. Sent me right over to the hiring manager. I had an interview within a couple of days and an offer the very same day. So at one of my lowest points, like, am I ever going to get employed? Amy was right there cheering me on and letting me know that, yes, I am a great candidate, and yes, somebody's going to snatch you up. So that was how I met her. But Amy has this unique talent of making people feel like they are the only person in her world and the most important person in her world. So I certainly benefited from that, responded to it, and kept her in my life. When opportunities came open where I eventually landed, a lot of times Amy was always the very first person that I thought of to send those leads over to. And she's just been on my team ever since then. In January, unfortunately, COVID affected my world as well, and my position was eliminated. And Amy was literally the first person that I thought to connect with about it, right? Like, I knew if anybody could help me feel better, it was going to be her.
Aww.
So she did that in spades. But one of the best things that she did for me was to kind of help me overcome or uncover my values. I don't know if anybody in the session has ever been asked in an interview, like, what's important to you? What do you value? I have, though. And I've been like, I don't know. So the biggest thing she did, she put me through several different assessments that all uncovered the same things about me, that relationships are incredibly important. Belonging, knowing that I belong somewhere, having a feeling of mastery over the material that I'm working with, and helping to feel other people included. And also a sense of order and no chaos. Those kinds of things are incredibly important to me. They've always driven me in my past. I just never really had that language to talk about, those are the things that are most important to me. And when I go into a job, I need for it to be important to the people that I go into the job with as well. So it's given me the ability to ask questions in interviews that help to uncover whether things that are important to me, are they also important to the people that I would be working with in my next job?
That's such an important thing too that I think a lot of us forget about is it's not just, is this job right for me, but is this company right for me?
Yes.
That's an amazing thing. And I love that you talked about how much some of this we have to uncover and know a little bit more about ourselves before we're going to be able to answer those bigger questions.
That's right. And I think the sessions with Amy, they really helped me answer questions from my heart instead of from my, what do these people want to hear, which a lot of people make the mistake of doing, right?
Yes.
Interviews are not tests. Interviews are ways for people to uncover where they are going to be passionate. And I think that's one of the beautiful things about Amy, that she gives you that, what is my purpose in this life? What has gotten me into trouble, and where do I need to go? That those passions that I feel are going to be bonuses and not negative things. So,
so good.
yeah, working with her has been amazing. But she's been there since 2004. I can't do that math. My accounting children are elsewhere. So,
a long time.
yes, yes.
Oh, that's fabulous. Thank you so much for sharing, Sherry.
Yeah.
I think it's such a key piece to really unlocking what it is that's going to make us truly happy in our lives. It's not always about the money or the title or wherever you might find it. A lot of it has to align with our values and our purpose. So thank you for sharing that.
Yes, you're welcome.
We do have a question for you here, Sherry. It says, did you ever answer the question, what's important to you?
Yes, Tanya, I did. So that particular exercise was incredibly challenging because you're thrown all of these things, and it was very difficult to narrow down what's really important. You've known me a while though, so I'll tell you what those are, and then you can comment to let me know whether you're in agreement with that. So the very number one thing that I came up with was, I need to feel a sense of belonging. And I like to help other people feel like they belong as well. Number two is I approach things with gratitude. So to be thankful for and appreciative of things. Genuineness, to act in a manner that is true to who I am. Order, to have a life that is well ordered and organized, and that's true from work all the way to my closet and the way things are organized. OCD, or not just a little bit OCD. Mastery, to be competent in my everyday activities. Like I would never, if someone asked a question, respond with an answer unless I am certain of it. And if I don't, I'm going to go find the answer and get back to them. And independence, to be free from dependence on others. So those are the top 6 things for me. Oh my goodness. There were a whole bunch more, and it was very difficult to narrow it down to 6, but these truly are the top 6 for me. So thank you for the question, Tanya. And did any of that come as a surprise to you?
We'll
Probably
patiently
not.
await her comment. Yeah. Oh, that's wonderful. So many good nuggets that you shared there within your story. Let's go ahead and bring back Danny as we have another giveaway. And if you have any other additional comments or questions, oh, here we go. Mastery, order, and independence makes so much sense. Awesome to hear from you. Perfect. Thank you, Brandy, and thanks, Sherry.
I think something that Sherry said that's so important when you're talking about Amy, something she has always told me as a young professional It's not just enough to get a good job or have a job you like. You really have to feel passionate and connected. So she always tells me, no matter what stage in your career you're at, make sure you're running towards something, not away from something else. And that's something that continues to stick with me. Even if you've been in a career for a long time and you have a shift or something like a pandemic that leaves you in an unexpected place, Amy always has a very strong piece of advice or direction for you. Wonderful. So again, another wonderful giveaway. I'm going to ask you a question and then you have 1 minute to answer it. So what did Sherry discover was her #1 career value while walking through the discovery roadmap process? You have 1 minute to comment. This amazing giveaway is from Team Hustle Apparel. Team Hustle Apparel is a 2S LGBTQIA+ organization that is veteran and Black owned as well. They sell a variety of social justice goods, allowing inner voices to be expressed externally. So another amazing giveaway from Amy and the E3 coaching team. All righty. So what was the #1 value that Sherry, there you go, that she shared in her Discovery Roadmap process? And Discovery Roadmap is an amazing service that I actually have an appointment to do in a few weeks with Amy at the point I'm in my career. So I'm really glad to hear that it was beneficial for you as well, Sherry.
Yes.
Awesome. Alrighty, we've got a few comments. I love that. We'll give it about 10 more seconds to see if anybody else wants to chime in. There we go. So Sherry, do you want to give us the answer on what your #1 career value was?
Yes, it's definitely a sense of belonging.
Awesome. If you feel that same way as Sherry, go ahead and leave a comment or go ahead and give us a cheers. A sense of belonging is important no matter what stage in your career that you're at. Alrighty, we'll give it a little roll of the number wheel and see who wins that awesome giveaway from Team Hustle Apparel. Ready. All right, it was 11. So we've got 1, 2, 8, 9, 10, 11. Testing my math skills, Amy. Give me a second. Looks like Amber Renee Waldecker was our 11th commenter specifically related to that question. So Amber Waldecker will receive the Team Hustle Apparel giveaway. Congratulations, Amber. And thank you, Sherry, for sharing your awesome story.
Congratulations, Amber. Thanks so much, Danny, for sharing another wonderful business that we should all check out. All right, our next guest is going to be Jane. Jane, I want to hop in here and have a chat. Welcome.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jane Stegman, and I want to first start out by giving a cheers to Amy and E3 Coaching. I'm so excited to be here and really appreciate the opportunity. So let's all raise a glass. Take a little sip. And here we go. So as I mentioned, I wanted to thank Amy for allowing me to be a part of this amazing launch party. This is so exciting. I am actually a client of Amy's. I'm probably one of the newest clients, I would say, from hearing a few of the others speak. I've known Amy for a few months now. I met her through a mutual acquaintance, and I had recently lost my position during this wonderful pandemic that we're living through, and had lost my job and going through the motions. I can relate with Libby, some of her comments on, I thought my resume cover letter was decent. I mean, I'm in the HR industry. I'm extremely passionate about it. I really, really enjoy HR, and I've seen a million resumes. I've interviewed, so I'm like, oh, okay, I got this. I can do my resume. I can do my cover letter. I know what I'm doing, and so going through the motions, and it's just like, something's just not right. It's just kind of, and then I met Amy, and it's like, as many of you have mentioned, here's this dynamic person who is just such, like, to me, I feel like if I had to explain Amy with one word, it would be cheerleader. We all need a cheerleader in life, and that's Amy. I mean, it was like we just immediately hit it off, had a conversation, and as others have mentioned too, it's, one of Amy's first questions is, what are you passionate about? What do you want to do? A lot of my resume was banking, and then I had recently got into HR. And so she put those questions in your mind that you maybe just don't really think about. Kind of like as we're talking about growing up and what you want to be when you grow up and what your parents thought you should be, and everything that I was always told was, well, it's got to be a good wage, you got to be, you got to make this amount of money, and you got, and never was it, well, find a job you love, find a job you're passionate about or you're happy about, because in most cases the money will follow. So getting back to meeting with Amy, she reviewed my resume, my cover letter, and she was super sweet about it. She's like, Jane, we need some help. We need a little help here. And, again, being an HR professional, I'm thinking, I know how to do this, but it's hard when you have to brag about yourself.
Yes.
In that sense, where it's like, I mean, she made me think of things that, like, okay, Jane, we should have a section for accomplishments. Yeah, of course you should. But again, I wasn't thinking like that because it was just boom, boom, boom. It had been a while. So, as she just knows how to ask the right questions to get your mind working. It's that, hey, have you ever done this? Or was there ever a time you were challenged? Did you like it? Did you not like it? All of those kind of questions that really, truly make you think. And I needed that. That was exactly what I needed. And as I mentioned, my resume was done and I was sending it out and I was getting some response here and there. And it wasn't until after Amy and I had redone my resume and cover letter that I started seeing some great response where it was, and I felt proud. I thought I was proud with what I had to submit, but after, working with Amy and even like I'm like, oh my gosh, I have volunteered so much. I never even listed that. Are you kidding? And again, I know better, but when it's yourself, sometimes you just don't. And so that was just amazing. I'm like, I remember talking to her the next day and I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot to tell you, I've volunteered here. She's like, put that down. Oh my gosh. We kind of laughed about it. But it just, again, it just sort of helped my self-worth too, in that, you know what, I'm kind of a big deal. And she helped me feel that way.
Absolutely.
Because again, I mean, if, any of you out there that is trying to find a new position or a new role, it's not easy. And there's so much competition and you're constantly back and forth. And Amy has just been so great about, I went through the pandemic training with her, which was basically a 7-week course that it starts out kind of, what's your passion? What do you want to do? And Amy's like, well, you got a lot of banking, Jane. What about that? And I said, I really am passionate about HR. What's important to me is to make a difference out there. And so with HR, that to me is a big deal, because if I'm not making a difference, then that's, I'm not going to be happy. It's just that important. And so it was really nice, because as we were looking at different positions and roles, it was like she helped me understand and really think outside the box on the transferable skills that I had. Like, hey, how about this role? And of course, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to be able. She's like, Jane, what about you've done this? Oh yeah. Again, just making you think outside that box. So, if there's people out there that are like, oh, I don't need help, or I can do a resume, or, that's great. I thought I was awesome at it. Apparently I wasn't. And that was, again, it's just along with the help with the and the cover letter, the most help is just inside and just really getting yourself together to know, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? One question Amy asked me is, have you thought about looking at companies that you like and like things you like to do? Like, I like to paddleboard, or maybe work for a paddleboard company in HR. It's like, oh yeah, I never thought about that. Again, that whole mindset of how you were raised. Yes. So I'm going on and on, but I can't help it.
No, that's amazing.
Okay, so just a couple other things that I wanted to touch on, and then I'll stop talking. But one other thing that was really, I knew it, but I was glad Amy said it, was the power of 10, and that is to take advantage of your network. Friends, family, community, any of that. But sometimes it's not until someone actually says it, like, to really think about that. And Amy did a great job with just explaining to me, like, because I'm like, I don't want to put that out there. I don't want to offend anybody. I don't want to look like I'm begging, or and it's like, no, that's just how you network. And I knew that. It wasn't, sure. It was just Amy puts it in that perspective that really makes you like kind of step back and like, yeah, okay, I get it. And so in closing, I just want to say that I would highly recommend Amy for anything from life coaching to job coaching to, even if you just need help with your resume. Resume interviewing. I didn't even touch on the work we did with interviewing and going through different examples, and I just can't say enough. It's just been great working with her, and I'm so excited I've met her this year.
Oh my goodness, that's wonderful. I think a couple of things that I picked up on, and please enter your comments and questions if you have any for Jane that you'd like to have her evaluate or add on to, but a couple things that struck me: the differentiation that you have to do nowadays on your resume to get noticed is far different, I think, than what it has been in the past. There are so many more channels of how you can get noticed, of how you can put your thoughts and ideas and things out there, that you really have to differentiate why someone should choose you, if the place you want to choose yourself.
Right, exactly. Definitely.
And then the other thing too, when you were talking about adding your accomplishments to that, I was just actually reading an article yesterday where it talked about how men get hired for their potential, women get hired for their accomplishments. And it was such an interesting article to me to realize that this is, I think you hit on one of those things that, I mean, personally for me as a woman, I struggle with too. I don't want to be too boastful. I want to be humble, but I want to be proud of what I've done and accomplished. And I think we forget sometimes that we need to beef that up a little bit when we're putting ourselves out there and sharing all of the things that we're capable of and that potential that we have as well. So I think it's definitely helpful to have someone like Amy in your court to be able to take that look from afar, not be in your head, and be able to ask those questions to kind of pull that out of you a little bit more and really celebrate that with you, but also make you feel even more pride in putting that out there for everyone else to see too.
Absolutely.
We've got a question from Amber here. Did working with Amy give you ideas on how to approach people you may encounter as an HR person? It's a great question.
She did. That is an awesome question, Amber. Actually, this is one of the events and LinkedIn, and she definitely did give me ideas on different networks in LinkedIn to be able to, it's not just being on LinkedIn. There's the different groups, and even with different Facebook HR groups, to be able to approach different people. And I mean, let's face it, it's all about who you know in this day and age, I mean, and so, yeah, it's just like, I'm not the best networker, but it's like, when I do, I can do it.
Yes, we are all capable. We just have to tap into some of those reserves that we might not
Absolutely,
sometimes.
yeah. Well, and then with Amy giving you so much, like, power
Right.
behind you, you just feel like I can do anything.
Absolutely. We're all unstoppable. Oh, fabulous. Well, thank you so much, Jane, for sharing. If anybody has additional comments or questions, please feel free to add those. But go ahead and bring Danny back for another giveaway.
Awesome. Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing your awesome story, Jane. Again, 1 minute to comment. What industry has Jane found a passion for? Comment within 1 minute and you could win a giveaway from Guardian Brewing Co. Guardian is also a 2S LGBTQIA plus restaurant and brewery in Saugatuck, Michigan. Guardian is a socially conscious organization supporting many social justice movements. If you comment what industry Jane has found a passion for, we'll go ahead and spin the wheel after Jane gives us an answer. Take about 10 more seconds. Get your comments in there for your chance to win. All righty. Jane, what passionate industry are you in now?
HR!
Yay! Great job for
Call me
listening, party
crazy!
people. Definitely a people person. And I think you're also a little bit of a cheerleader too, Jane. That's awesome.
For sure.
Thank you.
Alrighty, we are gonna go ahead and spin that wheel again and figure out who gets the awesome giveaway from Guardian. Number 10. Let's see who the lucky winner is. 1, 2, 3. We've got Tanya Ransom as the winner of the Guardian giveaway. Great job, Tanya. Thanks for listening in and thanks for answering Jane's question. The giveaways today, like I said, were all very intentional, but if you did not win a giveaway, please still go support and visit these restaurants and these organizations. They need us now more than ever.
Awesome. Thank you so much, and congratulations again. We are coming now to the end of our party power lunch hour here. So I've got a couple of things that I want to tie up here. Of course, we want to bring back the woman of the hour here and really celebrate her with one last cheers and toast. But thank you again so much to Libby, Jamie, Sherry, and Jane for your authenticity, for your courage in coming on here and sharing with everyone how Amy has been able to help you and assist you with your career and life. And this is just an amazing testament, I think, to what an amazing human Amy is, but also the power of having a coach and a mentor behind you and the ability to really support you, push you to be that next best version of yourself. And super excited again to have this hour to do just that and to share just that. So a couple of things we wanted to remind you, please subscribe to Amy's Anecdotes. This is a monthly Career+Life email. We also have a chance to win if you subscribe, a discovery roadmap session or the cover letter and resume package. We'll have a link here in the chat. So please feel free to click through to that, subscribe, and receive that monthly newsletter of, I'm sure, valuable insights, but also a chance to win a service with Amy here. Additionally, we have a $20 referral bonus. So for any paid client that is referred to Amy, you'll get that $20 referral bonus. So please, word of mouth is one of those ways that small businesses really are able to grow and expand. So please share this if you've gained any value from this. If you know somebody that's looking for help or guidance or advice or that coaching, please share this. And then we also have a 20% off pandemic professional training discount for any of the viewers today. So that discount code is E3Launch, and that session is beginning May 4th and also May 12th. So there are Tuesdays and Wednesdays that can come through. So we would love to see some folks from this call join and take advantage of that service. And then there are a couple of bonus gifts that we have. As you might have seen flashed up at the beginning of my intro of myself, my side hustle is Joy and Moxie. I created some special earrings today to go with that passion and purpose. Would love to have you support, and we've got a 10% discount off for that today or through the end of the month as well. And that same discount code is E3Launch. And then we also have a 10% off Rise, which is revitalizing inner self essence merchandise until May 1st. So this is a Black queer-owned therapy practice that has a line of positive mental wellness merchandise. And we'd love for you to check them out and take advantage of that special discount too. So with the last few minutes here we have, I'd like to bring Amy back. Really appreciate everyone's time and attention and sharing this celebration with us. Amy, come back. We'd like to cheers with you all together here. We certainly appreciate the impact that you've had on our lives, and we are so thrilled and excited for your business and for the amount of impact that you're going to have on so many more lives.
Thank you for celebrating with us today. And when I say celebrating with us, the fact that I have clients who have become friends and are willing to share stories. My makeup does not look the same as it did earlier because I did shed some tears and a lot of laughs. So I really appreciate you celebrating with us. I have been a part of over 1,500 career journeys in my life, and I can't wait to double that number in the next 5 years. So our guests have agreed to stick around for a few minutes to answer any last minute questions. If you're interested, stick around. For the rest of you, make it an amazing week in your world. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. You ladies were amazing. Let's see if we got any. What a great lunch hour. Thank you all so much. Good luck and congratulations on your launch. Cheers.
Oh,
Any other questions that come in?
cool.
See,
I love those
cheers. You're
earrings,
incredible,
too,
Amy.
Susan.
Love seeing your true self come to light
Look
in a
at
wonderful
you.
career. So let's see if we got any questions that come rolling in.
I have been to quite a few virtual launch parties, and I think even just the interaction, this was the most successful launch party that I've ever been to.
Really? Yeah.
Very nicely
Great
done.
job.
All right, let's do a last cheers, and then we'll end this broadcast and chat as a team.
All
Cheers,
right.
everybody.
Congratulations, Amy and E3.
Thank you, Plant. My wife was a plant.